this match.
Haha.
And I guess CaptainNeato is going to play a little bit.
I'm going to play a little bit for George. And I'm going to start off playing Scarf the way that I play Scarf, which is hopefully if you guys are listening to me and hopefully our enemies are not listening to me, let's do a very quick level 1 invade on the enemy jungle.
And that's because Scarf is super, super good.
Because again, yeah, if you especially if you guys coordinate and complement the Scarf, and all 3 start off in the jungle together, you can very easily get Scarf some early game kills. His Fan the Flames perk is just so good. And if you also notice, I took the attack speed item to start off with, but it doesn't seem like Saw is going to come with me. So I'm just going to lurk here and see whether or not the enemy players are going to come to try and take our jungle. And if they do, then I'm going to try to set them on fire. I don't see them, so I'm going to go sneak over here and see. There's a guy.
So there's Jewel. This is a good matchup, level 1 for sure. And Jewel, if the Jewel's smart, she'll use her leap now to get out of here before she takes too much flame damage.
Oh, and I missed. And wait.
That's a level 1 kill.
So this is so what you just saw is playing to Scarf's strength. He Fan the Flames, especially early game. It's very dangerous if you're playing against a Scarf. Play conservative. Don't invade the Scarf's jungle. If he finds you, he will murder you. It will hurt. And then if you are playing with a Scarf on your team, 3-man invade their jungle, especially early on. You can get some early jungle dominance with Scarf. It's one of the best ways of complementing him as a hero. Now Scarf is that early Fan the Flames domination is going to peter out around level 3 or 4. Like it's going to just become even. He's going to have to start working a little bit harder, especially with the basic attacks, in order to keep that kind of damage going. But if you can get those early game advantages in both gold and jungle dominance, you guys really can start snowballing early.
Yeah, Scarf is really good at cleaning jungle early on. You just have to make sure you're hitting both targets. Like if there's a double camp, you have to make sure you're hitting both targets with your auto attack to make sure your Fan of Flames passive is taking effect on everything.
Yep.
All right, let's do a quick real-time word association. So put a single word related to Vainglory in the chat, and we're going to see what CaptainNeato says about it. So,
okay.
So the first one from Aguilar Mech is skins.
Oh, and I just say whatever I want?
Whatever comes to mind when we say skins.
Love them.
Right. That's going to be like half responsive.
They're going to be like, I wanted more on that. But no, you're
okay,
right.
I can tell you more. My entire body is covered with it. I think it's amazing.
Excellent.
All right, cooperation.
I think is vital to any real legitimate MOBA. At some level, it is both a one-player versus enemy team as well as multiple players working together.
OP.
Yeah, OP can happen. I don't feel like we have any heroes that I would legitimately claim are OP. I think almost every hero that we have in our game that could be situationally OP is also counterable.
Snowballing.
Yeah, snowballing is not always fun in a MOBA because it makes the team that's losing super frustrated. I would rather a MOBA match actually end quickly than to drag out and force a team that's losing to have to just stick it out or wait until they can surrender. There are ways in Vainglory to snowball, but because, again, keep in mind, our defensive items are very cost-effective currently, that it is very easy to turn a game that you think is going to be a loss into a win if you buy smart. You just want to start investing in that defense, stop giving them the kills, and you can eventually turn the game around and at least give them a good run for their money.
Lightning.
Hasn't struck me, of which I'm very grateful. Also, I think if you're hinting at lightning someplace, yeah, also a cable that George is using for his iPhone. If you're hinting at lightning in the game, I might say that might be something we've thought of too.
Fluffy Turbo says clans or guilds.
Oh, this guy's dead.
Yes to all of that. We haven't yet announced exactly what kinds of good stuff you guys are going to think of, but we love that stuff too, and you can bet that if it's something we love, we've been thinking about it.
Kraken.
Doesn't have a Santa hat. It's also a she, and I think rumor has it that both her and Scarf speak very close to the same kind of Dragonlish language.
Really?
Yes. That is a small bit of trivia. It is plausible that Scarf would be able to, in a very limited way, communicate with her.
Is that like undue advantage?
Not really. Seeing as though the Kraken, she doesn't seem to care much about being sociable with anyone, so it probably won't help a Scarf, but you know, if you're curious about the lore, Scarf is capable of being able to communicate with her.
So Kraken is antisocial.
Yes, DJ very much is.
DJ, you got to find the link to that video and put it in there of those people who made that really funny one that we were watching. That's got like the, you know what I'm talking about. The link, you find it. It's a good Vainglory video. Christina Aguilera is very Vainglory related.
Oh, Christina X, isn't it? Isn't it X-Tina? X-Tina. That's all I know about her. Oh, she also used to be on that TV show The Voice, and she used to make pop songs.
Excellent.
How did I
relate this to Vainglory?
And if Christina Aguilera were a hero, she would probably be look like Adagio.
I'm going to apologize now because I don't know what that means or where that came from. Sorrowblade.
Sorrowblade is awesome. But I think that Sorrowblade versus Tinchinbow is a very interesting decision players have to make early on. Tinchinbow will give you mid-game burst and a lot of psychological dominance, but it does not scale very well towards late game. And you get the kill!
Kill though.
Nice!
It was worth it, and we got the tower.
Worth.
So much worth.
But if you invest instead to your Sorrowblade, it's probably long game, much more cost effective for you to go Sorrowblade than a Tinchinbow. It depends on whether or not you want to invest in one versus the other. Other thing to note about Sorrowblade, its inventory space is part of its cost. So it is actually more cost effective during mid game to leave the Sorrowblade broken up into its two component pieces and then finish it at your leisure later than it is to rush all the way to the end piece by the sort of the mid to early game phase. You can actually just save the amount that you're paying on the cost and spend it towards other items.
And I know you wanted to say congratulations to Craig Wayne Boyd, the winner of The Voice this year.
I did not know that. But yes, congratulations, Craig. Hopefully you play Vainglory. And George, I can't believe you died. Yes. One thing to note, especially as you're watching George play, that I do a lot of times with Scarf. Scarf will not make it towards in-game play and remain effective with his ultimate without some thought towards defense. So here's the CaptainNeato strategy for how you play defensively with Scarf. Look at your teammates. If your teammates have Disrupt and Peel, meaning if you have a Glaive, a Catherine, somebody that can body block for you, then you can get away with only devoting one of your 6 slots to a defensive item. If you are on a team that has none of them, you can devote up to 3 of your inventory slots towards defensive item and still have a very effective Scarf. It means that offensive items are only going to be half of your inventory space, but it will also mean that you are going to be able to remain very effective and they're not going to be able to take you down.
Turtles.
Turtles, it kind of looks like the back of the Kraken. Her back looks turtle-like.
Maps. And there's a lot of questions about, are we getting more maps?
I definitely wouldn't put it outside of the realm of possibility down the road. But we're very cautious about making maps because it's really easy for maps to be unbalanced and unfun. And here's the other thing that a lot of people don't think about with maps. If you have a lot of maps out there, you end up splitting your player base and making it harder for people to get matches. And that's because if somebody logs onto Vainglory, one person may want to play map A, and somebody else might want to play map B, and now neither of them want to play in a game together. So just in terms of like the game design side of things, it's very important for us to be very cautious, especially early on with things like maps, because it will actually make it significantly harder and much more frustrating for our players to be able to play.
Surrender.
Never do it. I'm just kidding. Do it at the moment that you feel you would like to. Otherwise, I think surrender is super important because it allows players that are frustrated to move on to a game that they think is a lot of fun and not have to stay in a game that they're frustrated with. I totally think it's okay.
I've also seen questions about like, what's the right number of players that should be required for surrender?
We've gone back and forth on that one, and we explored that actually with you guys in the community when we first implemented the feature. The short answer is surrender. It seemed like at first that it would be better for everyone involved if it didn't require unanimous vote, but it's actually far more frustrating for players that want to stick into a game to constantly end up being in a match where their teammates surrender than it is for people to try to stick it out. If a game really isn't going well, then the 3 people can totally leave, but some of the greatest moments in Vainglory do happen when people actually stick it out, and it turns out that, holy crap, against all odds, we turned the tides and we won. And we have so many really funny anecdotes that are shared with us on the forums and line chat where people did that. It's hilarious. So, you know, I would say use it at your discretion, but overall, I think surrender feels much better for players when all of them feel like they're committed to doing it.
And remember that, you know, we see a lot of surrenders post-Kraken. Remember that if you take the Kraken down, your team is getting a ton of gold out of that the other team isn't. And there's even some cases where if you take the Kraken too early or not really at the right moment, you could end up giving the other team kind of the gold they need to buy the items that will help them turn around the match.
Yes.
So don't always think that Kraken equals defeat or Kraken equals surrender. Sometimes if you can focus the Kraken down, it can be the kind of gateway to your comeback.
Yes. By the way, if you guys just saw that awesome scarf kill that George just did, that is a perfect way of fanning the flames. Now he's going to be in a little bit more trouble.
I'll be okay.
I'll be a little aggro from the gold miner. The gold miner did a number on here.
Oh! That Frostbird! Right! It's so close!
There's some move speed on the V there.
Yeah.
Adagio.
So Adagio is awesome and super versatile. He's one of our most versatile heroes. He can adopt almost any role and is a lot of fun to play. Adagio also is a support carry, which is kind of a unique kind of hybrid role that originally when I was thinking up his kit, I deliberately was trying to design him around a hero that would feel like a support, but under the right circumstances could kind of elevate himself to the status of a carry before going back to being a support, and Adagio kind of felt that way. There may be other kits in that also fit that role of like a support carry down the road, but I think Adagio is a lot of fun.
Koshka.
She's awesome. Koshka is in terms of game design too. She's one of the characters that I am really pleased has a lot of personality, and I think that personality is so important for heroes to feel good. And I think that her personality really shone through. It's one of the things that she does really well. Oh no! The plane! Yo, run now! Oh my God! Did you get him?
Well,
yeah!
Cool, got him.
Yeah, and now he's gonna die.
No, he's okay.
No, he's got this.
He's okay.
Nice, Snock.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry, Snock. We'll put flowers on your grave.
So the last one is kind of like avatars, emblems, those kinds of things.
Yes. Player expression is another thing we're super a fan of. I can't, again, tell you now what we're going to do to save my shins from kicks, but we think it's a great idea. We like it as much as you guys do, which always means
it'll happen.
That it'll probably happen in some form or fashion down the road.
So we have, I just lost the player name, I'm sorry, but some questions on Fan the Flames, how it works, is this Fan the Flames? Oh, it is Fan the Flames. I thought it was a question about the ultimate. But for Fan the Flames, does it scale with crystal power, how that works? But what I meant to ask, so please answer that too, is about the ultimate and how that scales and the ticks of damage it does and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so Fan the Flames, again, when somebody is burning and Scarf does his basic attack on them, it refreshes the burn and makes it hotter. And that can stack up to 3 times. So when you're fanning the flames, you're basically kiting a player that's on fire, and you're kind of walking with them, and you're basic attacking them as they're trying to run to constantly keep that fire burning and making it hotter and hotter and hotter. So to get technical, it deals 3% of the max health of the hero back to them as crystal damage. So it is a crystal damage dealing perk, but it does not have a crystal ratio, so it does not scale with crystal. That is both good and bad. That means that if you're playing a crystal scarf, fanning the flames towards late game is not going to get stronger. It's going to, unless you're getting something like a crystal pierce, like from Broken Myth, you're not going to see the amount of damage that you're going to be able to make it do go up. But it also means that it opens up a viability for there to be weapon scarves, because again, keep in mind, it doesn't scale with your crystal. So if you must with Scarf, if you have to buy defense, or if you have to buy utility with Scarf, or any of those other kind of things, you can do so with confidence in knowing that your perk, at the very least, will always remain effective. So it's both a trade-off. It's both good and bad. I've seen some weapon scarves in the past. I invite you guys to play them. I think it's more fun to let you guys figure out what's viable in weapon scarf or not. But it can actually be. Oh my god! So deep. Oh! Oh! I can't eat now. Okay, this is gonna be clutch. Not worth it all.
I'm out of mana.
Yeah, throw that thing in front of him.
I'm out of mana.
You're out of mana. You're not going to be able to live this one. I don't feel like, because Adagio is going to come along.
Wait, Adagio's not here.
He's not there. Oh my god! Remember earlier when we were talking about chases and how long it takes people to get from danger to safe ground? This is why it's hilarious.
So if you joined us late, this is Captain.
Yeah! Oh! Oh my god!
This
yes!
is
so good.
Get out! Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
But
Saw is holding it down.
So we got a kill.
So this is Z Kent playing, former support for Team Curse, professional mobile player.
So good.
This is CaptainNeato talking. He is our lead hero designer. He is our fearless creative leader for all of creative.
I like how you made up that title. I don't even think that's a real title. Co-founder
of Super Evil. He is a lifelong fan of Christina Aguilera.
Love her.
and DJ is with us behind the scenes, making sure to get some more of those Twitch questions in my spreadsheet here. So getting back, so one from the forums, Corned Beef wants to know if Scarf's name was inspired by a certain fashion accessory sported at a certain Apple keynote.
Nope. Oh, wow. There was a keynote?
Oh
man, that had some kind of accessory.
Did
you guys hear about this at all?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We totally did not hear about that, nor if we had heard of that, would we ever have named a hero after that. That is crazy. What could possibly have gone into our heads?
Or crazy true.
Or possibly crazy true.
So there's now 2 heroes named after Tommy.
This is true.
I know, and I have 0.
And we're pretty sure that Adagio is Tommy.
Yeah, Adagio looks like Tommy.
And one named after Taka.
And one named after Taka. In case you guys don't know, Kind Coffee, one of our amazing QA guys, he has a hero named after him, Taka.
And he won in the Twitch. He won the Twitch. So I skipped it.
I don't even
because that's not
a
thing.
You give him something.
Give him a little bit of
like a little bit of chocolate.
We'll give him a Starbucks
we'll give him a Hershey's Kiss.
Phil's gift card.
Sounds good. Yeah, some coffee.
Oh boy.
So Veratron wants to know if you could have any one of your heroes as a miniature.
Until the Adagio.
Yep.
If you could have any one of your heroes as a miniature pet, which would it be?
As a miniature pet, Saw.
Good
you gotta expand on that.
I mean, so first, I think everybody knows that Saw is he looks like he would be housebroken, which is important in a pet. You want a pet that you feel like they're going to know where to go to the bathroom effectively, and you know, you don't have to worry about you coming home and finding out that, oh my goodness, Saw got out and somehow got hurt. Because, you know, Saw has a minigun. So he's going to ruffle stomp any of the other pets in the neighborhood if you were to be running around. I mean, just in every possible way, it's only a win. Nobody's going to mess with you when you take him for a walk. That's true, you will get sued when he burns down an entire town. But, I mean, aside from that, I got to say, pretty effective as far as pets go.
All right.
I'm sticking with it.
So, Adelbad Blag, I don't know how to pronounce that, From the forums, wants to know, so he wants to know about the evil engine. He's like, that's used in Vainglory, right? Like it's a proprietary engine, and are there going to be any other games with the evil engine?
So the evil engine, man. I'm sad that the real Krull isn't here to talk about it because his eyes light up. When Tommy and I first started Super Evil Megacorp, because we were both programmers, and Tommy had been programming at Sony. He came from Guerrilla Games, the company that makes Killzone 2, Killzone 3, etc. And he had worked on a lot of their engine technology there. He had already been working on the evil engine when he and I met for several years. It had been sort of like his pet project. And after he and I had been talking quite a bit about potentially starting Super Evil and trying to do our own game thing, we both knew we wanted to have our own engine for it, and we knew that we wanted to turn the evil engine into the backbone of Super Evil. And there is nothing wrong with using proprietary off-the-shelf engines. They're awesome, especially for people learning or starting out. It's really, really great. By the way, awesome fanning that flame. That poor guy couldn't get away.
Fan them flames.
Fanning them flames. That is the theme with Scarf, by the way, if you want to try them. Fan those flames. But we really like the opportunity to push the envelope of what is possible and expected on devices. And that's what making your own engine does. It gives you the ability to be different. It gives you the ability to control your destiny. It gives you the ability to create features that other engines don't have. And it also takes tens of years of work to become a really solid engine developer. But it's a path, it's a road that I would highly encourage any of the aspiring students out there to really dig into, because you know, don't let anybody tell you that their engine has to be the last engine that games are developed on. Engines are great and they're a lot of fun, and if you get the chance to develop one, I would highly encourage it. So yes, that turned into Evil Engine. That is what powers Vainglory. It is part of the reason why Vainglory looks gorgeous and as amazing as it does. I will give Tommy all of that credit. Tommy is a very, very good engine programmer. If you know the kind of pedigree of Killzone 2, Killzone 3, you know what those games are graphically capable of. It's a game development house that prides themselves on being very graphically capable, and a lot of that expertise is what Tommy brought to the table over here. We have big plans for making all sorts of games down the road with it, because it's capable of quite a lot. Quite a lot.
2 questions from Facebook. Mohammed wants to know, will there be a monkey hero?
Will there be a monkey hero? So, I have heard that people are super keen on a monkey hero.
This is true.
And this has been mentioned in several Twitch chat opportunities. And I will say this. I also like monkey heroes. I cannot confirm or deny if we will ever have a monkey hero, but I can also say, you know that we like doing the things we like, so I will give it a strong maybe.